Hello everybody and welcome back. And the party are here and they have just rescued they haven't rescued any slaves, but they have killed the captors of some slaves. And Liz, who rolled 3 successful lockpicks in a row, has been able to open their manacles, and so they are they're free to leave. We will give them directions to the Thanaton camp and maybe the Neanderthals, who seemed friendly. These people are quite emaciated and obviously exhausted from doing all their hard labour. And their captors were we have called them skanks. They probably don't have a name for themselves. We're not interested in that name. And they seem to have been purely bred to be evil. They seem to be a half-breed between bugbears and the Rakasta cat people. Bugbears are described as being hairy, and the Rakasta cat people did have their own fur, and they look ugly. They do the same 2-claw attacks as the Rakasta can. They don't have a bite. Bugbears are quite stealthy despite their size, and as we know, cats are quite stealthy, so these people get surprised on a roll of 1 to 3. The party is not in the best shape. 3 of the party members are not in the best shape. And that's the usual 3 frontliners. So Carrick is on 15 health, Donard is on 30, and Tybor is on 18. Other people may have to step up to take the front line. We are out of healing spells. We do have some potions of healing, I think 4. I will double check on that. We also have potions of invisibility and strength and speed. And we also have, in terms of our spells, we have Haste, Phantasmal Force, another Invisibility, and a Fireball, Invisibility 10-foot radius, Bless Light, Protection from Fire, and Striking, and Cure Disease, which I'm going to have to rethink. We haven't used Cure Disease. A second Striking might be good. It would be prudent to rest and try and heal up, rather than just kind of soldiering on. And we do have to escort these prisoners at least some way to safety, even if that is just to the entrance of this cave system. So while the party will walk all the way back down this endless stair, there is a fork that goes up this way. They will then end up at the bottom of the stair to this cave network, and the exit is here. During that time, I should roll for a wandering monster on a roll of 1. I should do it twice actually, because they're moving at slightly faster speed because they want to make haste and they have sort of mapped out this area. But the other side of the coin is that the slaves themselves aren't strong enough to go at full speed. Alright, and sure enough, we came across a wandering patrol. And as mentioned last time, these skanks, by their own admission, or at least one that we took prisoner, had admitted that they hear the voices in their heads that control them, and we know that means the Kopru. And we have also figured out that even though the Kopru can't tell what's going on, they are aware whenever one of their mind slaves ceases to exist. So they may have sent a patrol, or else this may be a returning patrol. In fact, I think that's what this will be. We will have a returning patrol coming up here, either 2 or 3. So if it's 1 to 2, it's 2 of them. If it's 3 to 4, it's 3 of them. Alright, it's 3 of them. Okay. So we're coming around here. We've got some slaves in tow, and coming around the corner are 3 more of these skanks, and they have captured some new prisoners. If we survive this fight, this will be good news because these captured prisoners are reasonably fresh and they will be able to help the slaves. I don't think they're going to get their surprise bonus since they are dragging slaves behind them and telling them off, and we likewise are talking to our slaves. So as we round a corner, is there any surprise? There is no surprise. Okay, so we just bump into each other. Let's roll for initiative. And they get it. Right, we have our usual front line. Will be 1 on each. Will these captured slaves be able to help? I think they will, but in round number 2, when they realise what's going on and they get their act together. So, it's 2 attacks on Donard. Sorry, we'll do Carrick, Donard, and Tybor. 2 on Carrick. Oh my god, that's 5, he's down to 10. 2 on Donard. And he gets another. He's down to 28. And Tybor. Right, that's 6 off him. He's down to 12. That's not good. Right, we have 3 missiles. And I'm going to say that Tybor blocks line of sight. He's a beast. Donard is also quite tall. So our 3 archers are going to fire over Carrick's head and try and hit these rather large creatures. So I shall do Liz, who misses. We had this problem before. I shall do Meriden, who misses badly. Spells. I think Sylvia's going to cast Haste, and then I think Donard would sooner hit and cast Striking. We'll see how this round goes. So Sylvia has used up her Haste spell. That means our front line get 2 attacks in return. That's Donard. He's on the 6-sided dice, and he gets 8 on top of that. That's 12. So the one on him down to 2 hit points. Then I shall do Carrick and his dice. Ah yes. Oh no. He misses armor class 2. He hits with that, but just does 5 damage. Why didn't he hit with the green dice? So the one on Carrick is down to 9. And then we have Tybor, who goes last with his 2-handed sword. He misses the first time. And he hits with the second one, and he does 6 plus 4, 10. The one on him is down to 4. Round number 2. We get initiative. Remember, haste is on everybody. Missiles. Let's try and kill the one that's Carrick. Let's do Liz. Well, she does 4 points, and the one on Carrick is down to 5. I'll do Meriden, and his missile Thaco is 13, so he does 4 points. The one on Carrick is down to 1. Sylvia, she hits and she kills this one. Let's do Donard. The one that's on him has 2 hit points left. And he hits with none of them. His melee Thaco was 13. So let's substitute him for Carrick, who misses both of them. And can Tybor do anything on his opponent? He misses with that one. And he misses again. Right. Okay, I'm going to give the prisoners an attack, and they're just going to have to use their chains. Yeah, whatever they're chained up with. And that will do 1d4 damage. I'm going to say there's 2 prisoners can get access. So, that prisoner, yes, if they're level 2, they hit, and that does 2 damage, which is enough to kill this one. And the one, if these are Rakasta, that one misses. This one, I'm going to do a morale check for it. Right, its morale crumbles. It tries to run. Okay, that's its go. Round number 3. It gets initiative. It's going to run further. Are we going to pursue? Yeah, we have to. I think, though, in all honesty, it's going to run faster than us due to its cat-like speed, and it will get away. it was a wandering monster, it's going to get eaten outside. So we have a couple of Rakasta slaves who are in good health, and we can ask them to escort these slaves, some of which are the Rakasta themselves, and the Thanaton, and a couple of humans back to safety. But as a party, we're going to have to camp out for the night. Before we go, we're going to have the slaves camp with us, and they're going to describe the rest of this cave system and a bit of their life. So, as we camp for the night at the foot of the massive central plateau, we discuss with the human slaves what we can encounter further up. And what they do tell us is that beyond the cavern that we found them, eventually we will come to a massive open cavern that seems to have a bottomless cliff off to one side. And at the bottom of the cliff is a river of lava. And they also mention that they think this is where the old ones live. They aren't able to tell us anything about the old ones, but they think those are the people who made the stair. And further up beyond that is the actual encampment of the skanks, and they describe it in as much detail as they can, and so we're given an impression of it. And the impression from their description kind of resembles this. We're told there is a slave pen, which is the living quarters and the dormitory for the slaves. We're told that there are these sort of massive forges which are fed by a river of lava. On the other side of the river, with the bridge, is the skanks' headquarters, including the chief slaver and also their armory. The party are told that there's a massive cliff where the river of lava runs down like a waterfall, and that they have dammed the lava pool at the top of the cliff, which seems to Carrick to be madness. Why do it? And, well, we can only surmise that it's due to some sort of megalomania. At the top of this cliff is an old fortress, which is older than the skanks, but that is their headquarters. We're told the prisoners are a mix of Rakasta, Thanaton and human. There is even a dwarf, and the dwarf has made it clear, at least he has spoken to some of the other slaves, that this dam is so badly made it wouldn't take much to destroy it. And destroying the dam would flood the entire valley with lava and kill everybody, including the slaves. And they also tell us of a party of humans or humanoids. They also included a halfling, an elf and a dwarf, and they seem to be adventurers. They passed through this place on their way up the stair, but they seem to be resident in this fortress, and they seem to be people of some importance. And of course, the party have been trailing a path of destruction that a certain party has left behind, so the odds are it's these people. We're told that the slaves are permanently kept manacled, at least in some form, even when they sleep and eat, and when they work they're chained together. So overall, we're given a fairly good idea of what's ahead. This kind of changes the plans of the party, because they thought they were going to climb this stair, find out who the Kopru are, dispose of them and save Karamikios. But in the way, they know they have to free these slaves. But what is the purpose of all of this? And all that the slaves can surmise, because they aren't told anything, is that they're simply forging a massive amount of armour and weapons, and they seem to be forming an army. And that army will, well, presumably set off for Karamikios. They believe there is a ship, at least one ship, and I wonder if they mean the Terentius, which is the party's ship, or is it the second ship this party came in on? Probably isn't big enough for an entire army. But again, there isn't that much info. So let us rest up for the night. We don't encounter anything. So when we wake up the next day, we can put the rescued prisoners underneath the care of the new arrivals, who can at least have enough strength to get them into some kind of civilization and home again. And the party are then able to make it all the way back up this stair, back up to the fork here, and, well, continue on. It has just occurred to me that I haven't bothered to cast any healing on this day. Right, we have 3 Cure Light Wounds, 2 as a spell and 1 as a sword, and we have the Staff of Healing for those that need it. So I will do all the Cure Light wounds in one go. And as always, Donard can't heal himself, so he gets an extra 3 points. He's up to 31. Carrick does well, he's up to 17, still not great. And Tybor does goodish, he's up to 18. Right, and I will do the same for the Staff of Healing, which is 1d6 plus 3. Right. Okay, that's 7 points for Carrick, he's up to 24. Donard 36. And Tybor, that's 8, is on the 26. Well, the party are going to continue up this narrow stair, which is caught between two sheer walls in this internal fracture. It opens up into a wider area, and judging from the work that's been going on, this was probably another source of iron some time ago. The stair has been eroded in many places, but they are able to catch it as it goes up and goes around a corner and continues on upward. At some point, the party are going to have to remark that these slaves have to drag these sleds filled with iron ore up these stairs. And of course, the skanks are cruel and they don't care. This stair continues upward, and eventually it opens up into the cavern that they were told of. And that cavern looks like this. And here is the party in the bottom corner. And this cavern is dark, but it's lit with the orange glow of lava. They've seen this before underneath the hill on Horror on the Hill, but this is a massive internal cavern, and this stair has a cliff or precipice to one side, and they come round a corner and they immediately jump at the sight of this and dive back again. And then, well, they catch their breath and realise it's just a drawing. Tybor and Liz both say, "I saw it move." But it didn't move. It's really just the distortion from the air currents from the heat that make this shimmer, and it looked like indeed it was alive. Who painted this? And why there? And is it of a real thing? The party move forward and they're going to explore this area. There are 3 upright stones here. From examining them, they seem to be extremely old, and Maridin wonders if these are the same people who made the staircase thousands of years ago. And Malin wonders why they're still upright, and he suggests these skanks would really have pushed them over and destroyed them, because isn't that kind of what they do? But it is suggested that maybe they're afraid of this drawing on the wall. Is it there as a warning? Does it represent a creature that lives in the lava? Or is it a drawing of a thing that doesn't really exist on this plane, but maybe this is an accurate drawing of a spirit or a presence that can be seen in real life and seems to shimmer and move? Liz points out that why are they afraid of it? It's only a drawing, and a pretty crude one. Sylvia points out that it's not that crude. After all, it fooled the party. And the idea that they thought they could recreate movement using the air currents shows a certain level of sophisticated thought. And these people, the figures underneath, are they being eaten or thrown around the place? The fact that it seems the same people who made these thousands of years ago also made this, the party come to the conclusion that these skanks are afraid of all of this, and that is why they've left it untouched. So it's always tempting to look over the edge, and sure enough, far below, maybe 1,000 feet below, they can see the lava. And as they continue round here, they see more of these uprights in the bottom corner. They can also see some caves. So again, people speculate, is that where these people used to live? Sylvia is the last one to look around as everybody moves back. And she gives a little gasp because she's convinced she saw something move in those caves. What moved? Could have been a spider, could have been a carrion crawler. I'll put the party back here. So if the party are going to speculate that some ancient people made all of this and they made the stair, well, they're going to come to the conclusion that some of these people are, well, on top of the plateau. If not the exact ones, their descendants will be. I think this is a good place to stop in the afternoon. Take a drink of water, look around. It won't be long before we hear noise coming down the stairs. And sure enough, it's another couple of skanks with whips, and ahead of them are 4 more slaves pulling some empty sleds down the stairs. Right, we're going to duck in behind this stone. If we shoot them, they can run back quite quickly out of sight. It would be better to ambush them as they come past. That gives us time to cast a couple of spells. They won't hear, because even as they descend the stairs, their own shouting and their own whips and the clattering of these wooden sleds as they bump off the stairs offer enough cover for the sound. And also, they're still quite far away, so Donard can cast Bless, +1 to hit and damage, and he can cast Striking upon himself, so he gets an extra d6 damage dice. Eventually, these skanks get to about here. They've got 4 slaves trailing their wooden sleds. Is our cover good enough? We can get surprise on a roll of 1 to 4. And we throw a 5. Okay, right. We don't get surprise. They see us. This isn't that big a cover. Right, let's roll for initiative. And they get it. They're going to whip out some crossbows. Why shouldn't they? They will pick a target at random. The 2 people who roll the lowest. Okay, and that is Tybor and Donard and Maridin. Okay, right. It's definitely Tybor. Sorry, that's Donard. And Maridin. So we'll do the one on Donard. That one misses. There's a shot on Maridin. His armor class is, well, it's 7 at the minute, and they have a THAC of 16, so they hit armor class 5. He does get hit for 1 point. He is down to 26. I'm going to have to put Maridin into plate mail. Tybor already has some. Maridin can wear the plate mail that these skanks have. Right, we're going to retaliate with some archery of our own. So let's do Liz, who misses. Sylvia, who hits and does 9 damage. She's going to take on this one, down to 5. Maridin hits and does 7. That one's down to 7. Our movement round is to close up. Tybor's standing slightly behind Carrick, so that's round number 1. Round number 2. They get initiative again. They can just dump their crossbows and lash out with their claws. The 2 on Carrick. Hit, he's down to 22. 2 on Donard. Miss. Right. Our missile round. Same as before. Right, there's no short range bonus, but I'm going to give Liz the bless bonus. That's a 12. She hits, she does 4 onto that. Kills this one. Sylvia misses. Maridin, his missile THAC is 16. He misses. Melee, Donard. Does he hit armor class 2? With the bless spell on him, he just does, and he does 5 onto that, which is conveniently 7. Plus his striking, which is 6, and he kills this skank. And yet again, we have got 4 more prisoners we have freed. we can tell them to hurry because the previous party of prisoners are just outside and they will be resting for a bit before they set off. We've cleared the way out. They can run for it, and they run for it. So it's up this narrow stair the party have to go, and I hope they don't meet anything that will push them off the edge. The party are going to climb the stair all the way to the top, keeping well to the wall and away from the edge, and looking down at this massive drawing of this creature. Eventually they get to here, glad to be away from the precipice, and they keep travelling up here, going at 60 feet per turn with this sort of pinkish lamplight from the garnet gem. And they get to here. Now the stair obviously continues upward, so they're going to take a right hand turn here, and then coming down the stairs is a horde, well I say a horde, about 12 skanks. So the party are going to get into the usual formation with the archers and Malin at the back and Carrick Donard at the front, with Tybor taking up his sort of flanking position. Let's do some move silently checks. These move silently checks fail. From here and from here, from these crevices tucked in, are another 2 troops of 12 skanks each. And the party are surrounded. These skanks have the crossbows out when they are up high and can't get a good view, and the others have their claws out. 36 skanks. We're not in good health. And then the leader from here speaks in common, a kind of screeching feline voice, too high-pitched and unearthly for the sort of large hulking bodies, and he tells the party to put down their weapons. Let's just see who is willing to obey. I'm going to give a 1 or 2 chance for anybody who wants to contradict. And everybody, apart from Maridin, puts down their weapons, so he just has to shrug his shoulders and put down his as well. And these skanks immediately come up to the party, start tearing off their backpacks, manhandling or skank handling the party. There are too many of them, they're swamped, and by the time the skanks break away, their party's backpacks have gone, their armour has gone, any belts with potions have gone, Malin and Sylvia's spellbook has gone, and even Donard's holy symbol from around his neck has been pulled off. They're standing there in their clothes, and these skanks have caught them. They're going to be taken upstairs, and immediately others move forward with manacles, those that go around the neck, as well as those that handcuff them behind the back. And the party, completely stripped of everything, taken up this flight of stairs, and eventually they will get to this area as was described. The slave pens, the forge, the cliff, the waterfall of lava, the dam, the fortress, and the stair going upward. They're going to spend the rest of their time in chains, and it looks like the party's adventures are over. But not quite. Let's not forget that somewhere in the jungle, heading in this direction, is a drunken cleric, a sword-wielding oaf, and an urchin. Okay, so that's the situation going forward, and I will see you all next time.